I was just thinking about where I was last year physically and just kind of just how I wasn't in very good shape at all. I had been driving trucks for about 6 years. And I was in the same place I am now. I took my winter off and came to Kuala Lumpur. Kind of spent some time in some warm weather. And at that time, just doing push-ups and pull-ups was painful. Like it hurt my shoulders. Um, and I remember at the time I was trying to get back into the gym. I was like, hey, I've got 3 months, no work. I can go back to the gym whenever I want. And I'm going back to the gym, and I had to use machines mostly because I hadn't been working out for 5 or 6 years, and for all my life I'd been an athlete. I'd always been able to do just a bunch of push-ups, a bunch of pull-ups, very athletic, pretty dang strong. Because I've been into that stuff since I was 12 years old. I've been training for it. I remember I got the Wrestling Physical Conditioning Encyclopedia when I was like 12 or 13 years old, and started reading it and learning from it and learning all the different exercises it had in there and how to condition myself as an athlete, along with Arnold Schwarzenegger's Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. I got that when I was like 14 or 15. And that's even when I started studying, bodybuilding nutrition and how to eat right and how to keep making my body stronger. So I've been doing this stuff most of my life up until 40 when I started driving trucks. And last year, at this time, I was probably 30 pounds heavier than I am now. And I was just kind of hurting. And I was trying to get back into it. And I was thinking, well, man, maybe my time as an athlete it's over. Maybe I just, my body's aged. I've beaten it up a lot with all the athletic training I've done, everything from MMA, bodybuilding, doing flying trapeze for, that was hard stuff. Hanging from your knees upside down, catching people, going through 2 to 3 times the force of gravity. That was intense. That was a very intense physical experience, but a lot of fun. But just everything I did, I thought, well, man, maybe I've just beaten my body up too much. Maybe I just have to accept the fact that I'm just gonna have to try to maintain some semblance of physical health instead of really being in good shape anymore. And then I went back on the road, back like March, and I just kind of started doing some real simple stuff. Just doing some real simple joint workouts, just like that joint workout I posted a little while ago. I look back a few videos, I did a little joint routine, warm up, mobility routine that I posted. I started doing that every day for like 5-10 minutes a day. And this is back in about almost a year ago. About 9-10 months ago, I started doing that. And I just kept after it every day. When I got done driving, I shut the truck down and I stood up and just did those exercises in my truck, in the sleeper cab. I was a long haul trucker, so I lived on the road. And I would just do those real simple, easy joint workouts and mobility every day at the end of my drive shift. And after some time, I just kind of kept building on it. And I didn't really do push-ups so much. I would just get in the push-up position and stay there. And I would just work my shoulders in that push-up position, push my shoulders forward, back, up, down. And I would just kind of rotate around. I would kind of work my spine a little bit. Just kept working the joints. And then I started just hanging. Not really doing pull-ups again, just hanging. And then I finally figured out a way to put a pull-up bar in my truck. And then that's kind of when things really kind of started getting a lot better, because then I could really just hang, and I could just do the hanging, scapula pulls, things like that, which are excellent for the shoulders and for back health in general. And I just kind of kept doing some simple stuff, just building myself from the joints up. And it took a few months, but then after a while, I was like, I wonder if I can do pull-ups right now. This has been like 3 or 4 months I've been doing this kind of routine, getting more and more into it. So now my routine is up to maybe 20, 30 minutes. So it's kind of just joint strength, joint mobility. I guess it'd probably be the best way of what I was doing, for lack of a better term. And I tried to do some pull-ups, and I was able to just bang out 5 of them. 5 pull-ups, not that big a deal. And I was like, okay, and it didn't hurt my shoulders. And I tried some push-ups. I was able to do full range of motion push-ups. Not that many, because I wasn't that conditioned. but I was able to do them again. So I was like, okay, I think we're back in business. Then I just kind of kept at it. I just kept at it. It was simple calisthenics workouts, but I focused on my joints, my mobility, and my flexibility. And I think that's very important as you get older. As we get older, our joints just aren't the same. My joints are not as good as they used to be in my 20s and 30s, but that's why I focus on them so much, and that's what keeps me going strong. That is the reason. Just the other day, I'm in this place here in the KL, Kuala Lumpur, where there's a pull-up bar right across the street where I'm staying. And it's pretty awesome having that. And then the other day I just went in and I just did a bunch of front levers. If you don't know what a front lever is, just look it up. It's kind of where you just kind of pull. You don't really do pull-ups or anything. But it's a very serious back and core workout. So I just did a bunch of front lever progressions, did about 10 different sets, good workout. And then yesterday I went and did just a bunch of pull-ups and chin-ups. I did 4 sets of 7 reps for pull-ups, then 4 sets of 7 reps for chin-ups, for a total of 56 repetitions for both pull-ups and chin-ups. Last year at this time, no way I could have been doing that stuff. And I barely even feel sore right now. 2 days. So 2 days of some pretty intense, for me, back training on some pull-up bars, hanging my 200 plus pounds, my long lanky arms off that pull-up bar, and I'm feeling pretty good. And in the mornings, I do mobility and handstand training. Handstand training. At 6'4", well over 200 pounds, long lanky arms. Handstands are tough. It's going to take me a while to get good at them, but it's fun, and I'm just really looking forward to where I'm going from here. And I want to take some other people with me, because I tell you people, man, you've got to work to get stronger. There's just, if you're not working to get stronger and better and healthier as you go through life, as you get older, you're really missing out. It's just a shame, and I don't understand why people don't make their own strength and their own health a much bigger priority than they are, because so many people just don't seem to make it any kind of priority. Like I said, don't start off trying to do a whole bunch. You're not starting off trying to do a routine of someone training for the Mr. Olympia. You'd be surprised how many people try to start from nothing with a training routine that's more applicable to a professional athlete. Don't do that. Start with where you're at. Work on the joints, do some mobility, keep it simple, and don't do too much, 5-10 minutes a day, and just build that habit. That's all I got for now, people. We'll talk later.